Welcome back for another book talk video. Today is Suspense Saturday, and I want to do something fun and different. So we are ranking the 5 actors who played Jack Ryan for Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan series. Oh my goodness, such fun times. So to make this video, and also just for the fun of it, in the last 2 weeks went back and rewatched all of the Jack Ryan films, and I've watched season 1 of the Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan TV series. So, who are we dealing with here? Well, we've had 5 actors play Jack Ryan. So, the first one who got to play him was Alec Baldwin in The Hunt for Red October. Such a wonderful movie. That was a younger Alec Baldwin. Then we got 2 movies with Harrison Ford as Jack Ryan, The Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. That was followed up by Ben Affleck playing Jack Ryan in The Sum of All Fears. Then, for our 4th Jack Ryan, we got another reboot after Ben Affleck's reboot, this time with Chris Pine in a film called Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit that was not actually based on any of the novels particularly. At that point, I guess Jack Ryan was just its own name and able to be something original, which ultimately has led to a recent creation of a TV series called Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, and that stars Jon Krasinski as Jack Ryan. So there are 5 actors. Let's talk about them from worst to best. And of course, this is just my opinion. If you've got opinions on the Jack Ryan actors and disagree with me, that's great. Have a conversation with me down in the comments. So out of these 5 actors, I'm going to put the worst, number 5, is Chris Pine. The way they set up the story in this film, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, he was really supposed to just be an analyst and not a field agent. It was about him being recruited into the situation. And he looks much more like a Marine and a field agent than he does a desk jock. Like, he does not look like a guy that is super excited about crunching numbers and analyzing financial data and all of that. He just came across to me, I guess, as too athletic, too much of an action star, and not enough of the nerdy analyst personality. That brings me to number 4 on my list, an actor who suffers from something that I call Ben Affleck face. And that is Ben Affleck. It's not really his fault, but for whatever reason, I find it difficult to take Ben Affleck seriously in a lot of his roles. Though I will say I did get immersed in this movie. He does do a decent job playing Jack Ryan. The issue here is I have to compare him against some other actors, so he's coming in at number 4. Man, that leaves us with a top 3 list, and I've got to say I am very surprised to be putting at number 3 Alec Baldwin, because he was our first Jack Ryan on screen, and he actually does a pretty good job in the role. But let's face it, Sean Connery steals the show in The Hunt for Red October. And there are a couple of scenes where, similarly to Ben Affleck, Alec Baldwin suffers from Alec Baldwin face, where sometimes when he kind of squints his eyes and doesn't talk and he looks like he's thinking, I just get that goofy Alec Baldwin face, and it's hard to think of him as actually seriously thinking in that moment. That brings us to our top 2. Jon Krasinski has made it into the top 2. Now, if I would have just watched 1 episode of the TV series, then Jon Krasinski would have probably only made it to the top 3 spot. But he gets 2 series of this TV show so far, and I assume maybe post-pandemic they may end up filming a season 3 or so. But there are 8 episodes in season 1, and he ends up killing it. I've actually already watched a couple episodes of season 2. He grows a beard, and he really looks the part. To me, he has gone from being Goofy Jim from The Office to muscling up, getting that beard, and really taking on this role. I believe that he is Jack Ryan. But ultimately, the number 1 spot in my mind has to go to one of the ultimate movie stars, one of the best film stars ever, and that's Harrison Ford. Perhaps it's a little unfair because he got to play him in 2 roles. And when Harrison Ford was playing Jack Ryan, it was when Jack Ryan was doing his whole, I'm going to teach some college classes, standing up there like Indiana Jones lecturing, and then ending up out in the street in the middle of gunfire and action on accident. So it very much came across like a Han Solo, Indiana Jones kind of role, and Harrison Ford was just perfect for that. It really worked very well. And it also, to me, transitions well into seeing Harrison Ford as the President of the United States, as what happens, spoilers, in the Jack Ryan series, but also in the film Air Force One. Harrison Ford plays the president with that famous "get off my plane" line of his. So that's my list, ranking our Jack Ryan actors. Harrison Ford's the best, followed by Jon Krasinski, Alec Baldwin, Ben Affleck, and Chris Pine. What do you think? Have you read any of the books? Have you watched the films? Have you watched the TV series? Let me know. Every day is a great day for a book talk or talk about the actors that play the characters from the books. Have an awesome day. Peace.